All right, y'all. It is official. We are in 2026. I am Ariel Carey, and I am here with my co-hosts, Misty Frost and Marie Lofton. Welcome, everyone. Welcome,
Yes.
welcome.
Merry New Year.
Happy New Year. So before we get into the new year with new me, do me, the affirmations and stuff like that, we got to go back to 2025 to talk about what's been going on and what we're going to leave.
We survived.
We survived.
We survived, and we need to leave, not look behind.
Exactly. And exactly what we're going to bring into 2026. So let's get into it.
Happy Friday. The world is loud, but my voice is louder. Hey, yeah. Tapping on leash. Conversation starts now.
Instantly was like,
all right, everyone, we are back and welcome to Unleashed Conversations. I am here with Misty Frost, Marie Lofton, and we are here to give you real conversation, real and raw. And the first thing that we're going to talk about are hot topics of 2025. And so there's three big topics that we're going to talk about that we're going to discuss. And Misty, I'm going to let you start off with your hot topic.
all right, take that. Like that forever. I'm like, don't stop playing the music, but that part made me take that out. Yeah. But of course, the P. Diddy situation and the whole trial, and even more so the biography, the 50 Cent documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I personally would never have that much time on my hands for anybody else, but it was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining.
Well, that
So,
it was.
yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
But you got to think about the impact that Diddy had on the culture in the time that he was active.
Yeah.
Big impact. So people want to know,
Yeah.
what he did.
Yeah.
Or people want to be nosy, 'cause that's
But then we always really know something was going on.
maybe not at first.
We know it was this deep. I just, like, for me, he was just taking everybody's money. I respect that. Like,
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Well,
Allegedly.
okay. All I'm saying is Paul Thomas. If he have more than one album, then he ain't do right by nobody. I'm just saying. That's my
But I guess like one of the biggest things is that with this documentary, it showed everyone that's actually talking about it now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, everybody was silenced for so long, but now they're like coming out with their side of the story and what's been going on. So like, why do you think that is? Like after so long, now you want to start coming, like, why didn't you come out back then when the things were happening?
Yeah, because look at the position that Diddy's in. It's almost like, you know how it is. Who gonna check me now? Who gonna check me now? Did he not go check you? Because he got other things to worry about.
Yeah.
So, people are looking at it not only as an opportunity to tell their side of the story or their version of the story, and let's just, people, they want to get their bid in.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to make a lifetime, or maybe they're going to,
yeah,
I get more airtime.
Exactly.
Get to see me.
Exactly. It's a lot of branches that could extend from, being involved in this. And that's with everything. Like, this is more, well known. But that's with anything. Like, say, for instance, if the alley closed down, it would be an exclusive of everybody that worked in the alley. They got a story about all of the things. I'm just saying, like, because I heard things, so I'm just saying. Like, that's with anything that closed down. Like, everybody got something to say once the check stopped flowing. So once if they get that check, they go see things and not see them.
But I guess at the same time too, the fact that if you're in the industry, especially in the entertainment industry, you're supposed to keep everything private, because if things start coming out, then you're not going to be invited to certain parties anymore, right? So like, even with all these people coming out, do you think that they're going to be like blackballed from other events because they're talking about it now? Or is this something that was just well overdue and people are going to excuse it, like, all right, this needed to come out? Because that's the reason why a lot of people didn't speak up, because they wanted to make sure they were still in that circle, in that group.
That, or they signed NDAs.
Yeah, a lot of NDAs were signed.
So at the end of the day, money is a big motivator.
Yeah.
And if
Power is too.
And power
Yeah.
is too.
Yeah.
So, he ain't got the power to silence them no more. And not to mention the amount of trauma, alleged trauma,
Yeah.
that certain victims and things have talked about. It's healing
Yeah.
to talk about it, to
Mhm.
finally be able to talk about it. Because what happens? You start talking about it,
Mhm.
old girls start talking about it, old girls start talking about, old boys start talking about it. Next thing you know, you realize that you ain't alone.
Yeah.
So that's the flip side of
Yeah.
people start talking, because it is healing to
Yeah.
talk about what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, all things are alleged until
Proven
Exactly.
otherwise.
right.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that being said, so now we got 50 who decided to make this documentary for whatever his intentions were. Everybody say he's just petty like that.
Yeah,
He
the
just
Prince
wanted to
of
do
Petty.
it. But was he really being petty, or is it? I mean, a part of it was okay. He's being petty, but maybe it's something what he said really needs to be told
If
at the
I
same
generally
time.
thought that he cared about the well-being of Cassie and the victims that endured
Not
the
at all.
abuse from
Not at
Diddy,
all.
if I
Allegedly.
generally, exactly, allegedly, if I generally thought 50 Cent was up at night like, oh, just so upset that happened to them, I would say yes. Has 50 Cent showed me anything that would make me think that that's where his mind was in doing this? No.
Well, you gotta look at who 50 Cent is. 50 Cent is at the end of the day a businessman,
Exactly.
entrepreneur, and
Yes.
he's gonna capitalize
Yes.
off of this because he's gonna make that dollar.
Yeah.
Because he made a comment about that, because people was like, how shady that was, and he was like, I'm not here to make friends.
Exactly.
I'm here to pretty much take over.
Mhm.
It's pretty much what he said. And I guess, in the
I
business
respect
world, in order to, you can't be friends all the time, because
Yeah.
that's going to
Can't worry
block
about them
you.
feelings.
Yeah, you
I
can't care about
respect
folks' feelings when it's business. Business is business. And if you have an opportunity, and it's not like, I really don't think, and I don't really know, but because I don't know all the laws, but I guess Diddy has $1 billion suit now against Netflix apparently,
Yeah.
for releasing the footage and things of that nature. But I'm pretty sure, I would hope that they did all the research and looked at all the laws. I don't know. Or maybe they're going to take the hit because
but guess
of what they knew.
It's not against 50.
So, because that's the other thing too.
I'm sharing on everybody.
Yeah, because it was like, how was he able to do that? I mean, because there was footage of Diddy having, these private conversations with his lawyer and things of that nature. So they said it all had to do with the videographer. And that was a whole other thing itself. Because people say just because if I'm doing a video of you, it doesn't necessarily mean it's your video. I'm the videographer. So I own the rights. I own the rights to the video.
Yeah.
That's the same deal as even dealing with models and photographers.
Mm-hmm.
They can take your pictures. You do this fabulous photo shoot, pictures of fire. Those are not your pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of times, if they're, professionalism, you're supposed to sign a contract, and it's going to state that fact.
Yeah.
So,
But I've been places, I've literally been at a law firm that I was supposed to sign stuff. And I'm like, y'all know better. But, look, you flash them dimples and do it. People forget. But so, things like that. But in the event, if I wanted to do a tell all, being that I didn't sign anything,
there you go.
But that ain't my fault. I was there.
That's the new phrase for 2026. Who gonna check me, boo?
And if it's public, you can talk about it.
Yeah.
If it's court records, if it's public, if it's been reported on, you can talk about these things. If the videographer had this footage and there wasn't an NDA or it wasn't a contract signed, say, hey, you can't show this. I don't know what the agreement was between this videographer and Diddy, but apparently something wasn't done for him to be
I
able
heard
to.
he didn't pay him.
Yeah.
Allegedly,
you have to have it like that mindset, because I can see that also being a Diddy thing where, you doing my biography, you need to be happy that you even working with me. I'm gonna open up doors for you. I'm gonna do all of these things for you. It's bad, it's business, it's big bad boy, whatever. So in all of that, when he think he done razzled or dazzled you, he might have forgot to get you to sign on the dotted line, because in his mind, think about it, he's the razzle or dazzler. So he done did,
I don't know. I think at the end of the day, if you look just not even
That
going
pink
off.
powder got them
Yeah.
confident.
Not even going off documentary, but the era we grew up in.
Yeah,
How many lawsuits? have been-
exactly.
How many?
We're just learning that. Yeah,
Right.
we're trying to just get into that.
But he had to have known that something like this was
Could
probably
have.
going to happen. Yeah.
Now, look, when you think you to razzle dazzle somebody,
You know, but then
you think about it, he been getting away with this for about 30 years. He been think about if you a razzler dazzler, you got 25 years of dazzling. You think you you the king of dazzle. So
So what's the lesson in all this at the end of the day?
say her like God be trying to tell people stuff, and I think they just don't be listening. I think God been trying to tell Diddy a long time ago. Go on, sit down. Go on, at least stop with the baby oil. You remember that first time? Meet me halfway. Like give me some leeway here, but yeah.
What do you think?
Be careful of the company that you keep. But also at the same time, in that business, a lot of shady stuff goes on. And Diddy ain't the first.
He definitely ain't the first.
How many men have we heard about participating in this type of behavior?
Yeah.
And it ain't got, I don't think it had nothing to do with race, anything.
It's just money. It's something about
power.
And that's another topic, kind of like that spirit over that greed demon, where it's just like, because again, did you have baby oil when you was at Howard? Did like Sean Carter? Well, did you need all of that when you was at Howard University? Was your baby oil and people did? No. This is
but you have to imagine the position that Diddy was in and where he came from and the things that he was doing. It felt
because
good.
everything about his mama looked shifty to me. I'm just saying.
I'm saying it had to feel really good. And when things feeling good like that, you kind of, your morals kind of.
Especially when you see them young pictures, because he definitely had, I think he had a little ugly boy syndrome where, because
it ain't like he could sing it, but
he couldn't even close his lips.
Yeah, but it's a shame because, like I said, his contributions to hip hop.
Exactly.
It's just sad.
Yeah.
Like that look what you used it for.
Yeah.
But again.
And people just have to remember, especially when it comes to everything is not private that you think is private.
Yeah.
And just because people look at the what's the word I'm looking for? They think that you're supposed to have like empathy and things of that nature, but it doesn't make it legal, and then vice versa. So it's like, everything that's supposed to be private, depending on it. So like with the lawyer incident, right? It was like, how would you ever do that? Because was it client lawyer confidentiality? Mm-hmm. But they said when you bring a third person into the mix, you brought that videographer in there, and it no longer becomes that that client, lawyer privilege, type of thing. And so you have the privacy where if it's court filings, if it's already been reported on, you can talk about these things. Mm-hmm. And like you said, at the end of the day, 50 is Curtis is a businessman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he don't care about nobody's feelings as long as his business works out for him,
mm-hmm.
So that's that with the Diddy. All right. The next topic, what we gonna talk about?
I don't know. I guess we could touch on. You talked about it earlier, and I just saw it today on TikTok where the lady was at the grocery store with her husband and a baby, and the two ladies came up and asked the man could he get something high off the shelf because they were short and whatnot, and the wife proceeded to talk on the video about he knew better. He knew to look to her for permission before he went and got, that item off the shelf for them ladies. I just thought that was hilarious because, baby, not that serious. Not that serious.
Because really, I wouldn't even look to see who was right. I would just be like, can you get that? Oh, hey, can you get that?
And half the time, I ain't looking for no man's, just somebody taller than me.
Exactly. Yeah. Most of the time, I'm about to knock over stuff, and somebody will say, "Let me get that for you." That's usually me. But yeah,
but people had so much to say about it because And this is what the funny part was. She was like, yeah, he know. Baby, why does your man have to ask you for permission? Why? What did he do before?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot of
Because it's
questions.
just something. It ain't like they asked him to go with them to go with them to the car
And even more so, what would be disrespectful about that? Like if he just did it without even giving you a second thought, what would have been disrespectful about that action?
So it could be a couple of things. One, I think he done messed up before and he on tight leash. Okay. Two, she may be that type of woman that everything he do, question everything. So why was you looking at them like that?
Like them type
Why you talk to them? You my husband. Some women are like that. Very.
And I saw a
territorial.
man defend it because he was like, it's a married man. I'm like, oh, okay, bro.
But when you're asking somebody to get something off the shelf, are you looking at their hand? Oh, let me. He a married man. I better not ask him to get something on the shelf. What? Why?
Is that an insecurity?
For me, I guess, because I wouldn't think nothing but eat a grab. Like for me, my mind wouldn't wonder no more. But I'd be like, look at my big old strong man get that can.
You gotta kind of be like, baby,
I wouldn't have took it as nothing as that.
Right. Like, you gotta turn it on and be like, baby, I like how you got them pickles.
Yes, like
I want you to do that for me when you get home.
it take a lot to get me outside of my bubble. I'm like, look at my man over there. I bet they jealous because you reaching for their hand. I wouldn't have been thinking about that. That would have made my day. I'd be like, did you stay at a man like you?
So one of the responses I saw on that was a young lady. I can't remember her name, but she said that, but one, because the woman was not attractive. Talking about, look how she looked, and maybe she's insecure. And then,
see, well, yeah, I would have took it there. That would have been my inside voice because I saw the lady too.
Yeah.
That would have been my inside voice. I would have been bold, and
yeah, like.
But I know me. It could have been because why would I assume that is your wife? Because let's not act like it's people that look not like a wife. Like it might have been their mom or their auntie or whatever.
Yeah.
It depends on the vibe or the energy. I wouldn't have thought too much for me. I would have just, can you get the can? Can you get up there and can you give me a ladder? Can somebody just get me to what I need?
So then what would happen if he says, no, I can't get that for you?
Yeah, because then that's just awkward for everybody.
Because the wife be like,
Yeah, because then I'm sad for you at that point. And then for me, I would be, really, ma'am, he can't reach a can.
That would have started a whole
that'd have been viral, right? Yeah, like really, ma'am, because at that point now I'm mad. So really, ma'am, he can't reach a can. Okay,
and she would be the one in the background while the news. We're live from Food Line, and this one is come out. Really, is that
really, ma'am? I ain't got time for this, man. I came here to get something.
They done scuffled in the store. Broken jars everywhere.
No, I ain't gonna bite. I'm gonna verbal assault. Like I'm gonna send you home crying. Like I ain't gonna swing on you. That's called lawsuits. No, but we gonna everybody in here is gonna feel your self-esteem from my lips. Like really, ma'am.
No,
do you follow me in the bathroom too, ma'am?
And there ain't nothing wrong with that's your man, my man. That's fine. You want to be like that, boo. But sometimes you gotta let a man be a man. Why he got to? I don't understand that. If he's not the type of man that's opening doors and doing kind gestures anyway, that kind of make you think like.
And for me, I just look at it. That's my blessing. That's not mine. Like it's like that's my husband. That's my blessing. I'm honored to have him. But I'm not like I don't own him. It's nothing. Like he's his own human being that I am happy and blessed and honored to have in my life. Period. It is I don't and because I don't ever want to be that ball and chain. I don't ever want my man to be laid back, drinking a beer, talking about how I got to go back home to her. No, I don't want that. I don't want like Norm. Remember Cheers and Norm come in there every day. He talk about his wife. Yeah. Like I don't want no. So Like what? And then for me, whatever the status quo is, when I hear a whole bunch of old married ladies saying that, I'm gonna look at the husbands first. Like, do he look happy? And then I'll listen to your advice. Because if he over there talking about your ass miserable, you good, ma'am. Yeah, stay blessed. Stay blessed.
That's the thing. Everybody has their little thing, their situation, the way they do things in their marriage and stuff.
Yeah.
And
because then that to me makes me wonder. And then as a son mom, I'm looking at you because a lot of times women, it's almost like a prize they get. Like I got a husband, yes. And it's like, okay, but is he happy? Is he happy to be there? Like, like is that just that was it? Like, and then they bragging about I got a husband. But it's like that man that look like his whole soul is lost walking behind you, looking carrying your bag,
looking like a lost
looking
dog.
like somebody come help me, please. Okay, ma'am, you got a husband. Y'all be blessed.
So to close it out, how would you have handled the situation?
Let the man get the can.
As who? As the wife or as the
As a wife?
As the wife. You ain't got to ask me.
Yeah, like
I'll be like, get the can. Go ahead, get the damn can. Like, because if it was me and I'm at the store and I can't reach something,
exactly.
Sir, can you get there for me? By the time that you ask permission from your wife, I mean, climbed up on them.
I don't have time for all of that. Okay. Like I'm not having this Dr. Phil episode with you, ma'am.
So I guess pretty much it's not that serious. No, it's something that's been going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, like no,
but still, it's still not that serious.
And I can hear it now. Well, you're not married.
And that's how a lot of people were saying. I'm married. I'm a human.
And I'm human, and it's not that serious. Let that man be a man. Okay.
Exactly.
You ought to be glad.
Exactly.
He's willing to help somebody.
Exactly.
It's not that serious.
Exactly. They don't want him.
Yeah.
They don't want him. I promise you.
Don't send them.
Nobody is going to take your man just because he
reached for a can.
Yeah.
Or look at that man up there with that can.
and if they do take them, he probably deserve to be
If you lost your husband over a can, that was a whole different situation.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to go into our third and final hot topic of 2025 that happened last year. So what we're going to discuss? What's our last topic?
Wasn't it the Candy and Todd situation?
That's what we're going to talk about?
Yes.
We're going to the dungeon.
We're going to the dungeon. Well, look, like everybody was really excited about these particular two because they've been together the longest out of all the housewives of Atlanta or whatnot. They're the ones that really stuck together. They're business minded. They work together. So when the news came out that this was happening, it's like, what in the world? And so when I first heard about it, they were saying that allegedly Todd had stepped out on Candy, and you said,
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that from a very respectable source that wasn't true. That all of that, nothing, no real evidence that came to that matter. So at this point, it's just people talking. Like one thing about it, if it is a baby, the baby will be revealed. So that's I guess a couple of butts. What's going on with that, but for the most part, and then people are mad because how dare he want child support, and I'm like, but every time I see Candy been all over the place.
But Candy is a businesswoman at the end of the day. She's about her money. That's why she's in the position she's in right now, and why she had him sign a prenup, before all this happened, because she knew her value, and this is what she does to make her money.
Now prenup and child support is two different things.
Right. But I'm just saying, as far as she knew.
I respect all of that.
In order to be in that position, she knew her value as far as. But prenup and child support is two different things. But I guess what I'm saying is, she's busy working to make that paper.
So, but he's always with them children for the most part that I've seen.
Who asked for the divorce?
That's the question.
That is the question. I don't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
But I'm getting ready to say, yes, she knows her value. He knows it too.
Yeah.
So Who asked for the divorce?
Yeah, because if she asked for it and he was still in it, that's yeah.
That's one thing.
Uh-huh.
And then he tried to challenge. I don't know how true it was, but then he tried to challenge the prenup because he said that he did it under. He was rushed to do it. It was like hours apparently before the wedding or something like that.
But it was on the show.
And that's what they
Yeah.
were trying to say. They said it was part of the show, and he had plenty of time because I guess he said he didn't have the right representation or something like that. But
Too late now.
Yeah.
it was on the it was on the show.
Yeah. But think
So-
about it. If this was like some rich, blonde that was married to some tycoon and her lawyer was doing the same thing, this wouldn't even be news because that's what happens.
I mean, how do you feel about a prenup though?
Oh, I definitely respect the prenup. Yeah, I definitely respect the prenup.
So it doesn't mean like it's a trust issue.
For me, the way my mindset is, I'm gonna sign the prenup and still make sure I'm straight. Period. And I'm still gonna trust and whatever. I don't trust anybody to the point where I'm not gonna make sure I'm straight.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about
I
prenups?
think it depends on the situation, because if you were a woman who had come into the relationship with all your own money, and you have this substantial wealth that comes with you, you got to protect you and your assets, know. So every situation is different.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
But some people be real petty when it comes.
Yeah.
I know I'm just not that type. I'm the type to be like, just as long as we done, going on, like you take whatever, boom, 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 let's be out. But some people be like, oh, well, that was my pot.
Because I understand, I get it. So like whatever you built before we're together, that's yours.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I don't know because I don't know the prenup said, but I feel that what we built together now that's a different topic.
Yeah.
What we built together, but anything you've done before me, I shouldn't have to touch that at all.
But the prenup, not all, doesn't just cover that. It also has clauses in it. If you decide to divorce because of infidelity, sometimes there's like a fine that goes with that.
Yeah.
Or if again if it's infidelity or if it's something else, like there are certain clauses related to if we break up because
I would definitely have my clauses in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, then you ain't getting nothing.
Yeah.
Like if you cheat, you don't get nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. If you
so even if we built this together,
right,
Yeah.
right.
Mm.
So some prenups do have those clauses in them too, and I understand that's to protect the person, but again, I look at the situation. Who started the whole prenup thing anyway? Because you had these multi-millionaire men.
They look like us.
Okay, I just said men, and they may be marrying someone who doesn't have any wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what happens is, okay, you together 10, 15, 20 years, you split up, she take half your money, half your assets, everything, and you sitting there looking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, of course, they're going to want to protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So why women can't do that?
Yeah, I respect both
it.
sides.
Yep,
Mhm.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I respect both sides because I don't think a man that just been working 30 plus years and then marry somebody and then lose all of that. I don't respect. I don't respect that half thing. Like if now if you was not smart enough to have somebody sign, then it's business at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So let's switch gears just a little bit because we talked about this earlier, but we talked about the fact that because you said it wasn't true now that allegedly Todd stepped out on Candy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so everybody knows, or it's been known publicly, that they have invited people into their bedroom
Mm-hmm.
over the years or whatnot, right? So my question was, I said, if that was the case, if Todd stepped out, I was like, isn't that kind of selfish when you have that privilege already to bring like, why step out of the marriage when you have that not an open relationship, because that's different than open relationship versus, we just bring somebody in from time to time. But if you have that type of agreement where we agree that, hey, every once in a while we'll bring somebody in, what's the need to like step out?
Because people
If that's it. You agree? And I don't even talk about Candy and this is just in general because it happens a lot.
Yeah.
With folks.
But I'm one of them, like I said, you invite the devil in, you can't tell him what to do once he in the room. because you let them in.
As long as you have
Yeah.
everything you need, though. Like,
But that's the thing. Even though they had that, I don't even know what to call it, agreement in their marriage, that doesn't mean I was fulfilling his needs. Okay, because
Yeah,
that means, and I'm just using an
men are a little
example.
bit more spontaneous.
We can only have this threesome if I'm there, and we can only do it twice a year or whatever. The case may be. He may have some other desires and other wants or other needs that wasn't meeting. He may wanted to bring a goat in there, or what I'm saying. He might want to do some old freaky stuff that she ain't down with. I don't know.
But I'm like, if that was the case, especially with their situation, I mean, you got the dungeon, and you got.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, like she's on that type of anyway.
I have a perfect example from another show I was watching where it was like love after lockup, and the woman, she wanted, basically in a nutshell, she wanted to be with her girlfriend that had got out, but she wanted to make it all right with her husband. Her husband was perfectly fine with just being with her. She wanted to be with the woman. So in that situation, then I have to say, because that's a desire of yours. So you mean to tell me every time that urge strike you ready to call me? Or you went on and did what you wanted to do to fulfill that urge? Because it's not, in that situation, it's not going to be looked at the same as when he do it. But at the same time, because that was your urge, now I'm looking, because again, that's what you wanted to do. He just was like, all right, she look all right, like let's get it. He was fine with you. You wanted that, and you wanted him to be okay with that, so you made it a thing. But at the end of the day, so you mean to tell me y'all went out last night and you got drunk and you stayed over, so you ain't called me over, right? So yeah, I'm a man fan. I'm always gonna take, because I'm thinking about my baby in this situation. Like, look, So
I don't know. At the end of the day, we don't really know. So it could be that, he might have enjoyed that aspect of their marriage. Or maybe something happened and he didn't enjoy it no more. I'm not justifying stepping out, and we're not saying that he stepped out.
And it's not even just with their situation. We just brought it up because they said it wasn't true. So
I know
it
people
happens
that have those type of situations.
Yeah.
But for me, like, if you already doing that, and like we have, I can't be with so mad like, oh, you did that, and I didn't know.
It may not even be, because again, we don't know. It may not even be what we think it is. Like, if he did step out, it could have been that
maybe it was like a dungeon.
You know what I'm saying? He might have stepped out with somebody that he wasn't supposed to step out with.
That's what it usually is. It's not about the act. At that point, if you got dungeons and carrying on, it ain't about the act.
He could have been a friend of hers.
Yeah, once you know what I'm saying, once you doing all that extra stuff, it ain't about the act. Okay, it's not about the act. You all swapping DNA and carrying on. It's not about the act. It's about the person at that point. Yeah, somebody that, he was feeling or laughing at her joke a little too hard, or you beefing with or something. It is personal at that point. It's not about that. Yeah.
Well, those are our hot topics. Woo, from last year. It was so much stuff that happened last year in 2025. So, we survived
all of that.
No.
We got through it. It is a brand new year. But before we leave out of the 2025 era, I did want to, you know what? Before I even say that, I was supposed to make a disclaimer at the very beginning of us talking about hot topics. Because, so I'm going to read it verbatim because I'm not going to memorize this, right?
Okay.
So this is my disclaimer. I want to be clear. This discussion is based on public reported information that we talked about as far as hot topics. It was on media coverage, commentary. This is not a legal analysis. It's not an accusation. We're just having a discussion about it. So, AKA, don't come for us. That is my disclaimer. So, y'all agree?
Definitely. We're just talking.
This is a discussion. It's stuff that is already been out there in the open, and we're just talking about it. So, we're moving right along.
Mm-hmm.
What is one lesson that you have learned or that you're grateful for or even stress you out stress you out in 2025 that you're not going to take into 2026?
I would have to say saying no. When I enforcing my boundaries. So what we leaving in 2025 is allowing people to cross boundaries with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Letting people slide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2026 ain't gonna be no of that. I'm enforcing my boundaries because that affects my peace.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I don't want to take with me in 2026 is drama, stress, none of that. Not my monkeys, not my circus.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all.
And before you say what you, when it comes to no, I think that's been one of my biggest pet peeves, even over the course. But I think, like, I don't know, the older I get, my patience is starting to get less and less. So like if I say no to something, I may explain it to you once why. Like, but for the most part, I shouldn't have to explain it.
Right.
But certain things maybe, because so you can have a better understanding of why I said why I said no. But once I explain to you, which I didn't have to explain it, but if I choose to explain to you why I said no, and you still debate me about it, that's where I have a problem.
Yeah, ain't none of that. I'm just stop talking.
That part.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, how do you fix it? It's like, just be silent. Like, I said what I had to say.
I'm done.
Yeah.
My friend, she has these sayings that run through my head all the time that have stuck with me. One of them is, I don't care nothing about it. Got nothing to do with me. I don't care nothing about it.
Yep.
Not my problem. Not my problem. I don't care nothing about it. Not my problem.
That's one of my favorite sayings. Not my problem. It is what it is. Not my problem. Okay. Now, what about you? What's the lesson you learned?
I think it was stemmed from the geisha. I'm learning silence is really, really powerful. Yes. And I'm learning to just be more silent and just, people talking, let them talk, and not feel the need to add anything in rebuttal and exchange and anything. I'm just on 2026. I'm like a racehorse. I'm just running my race and I'm tuning everything out. And when you ask me in my opinion, I'm going to be silent. Unless I really think you want to know or ready to know. Other than that, I'm going to say, you got it. Yeah. I'm going to let people be great.
I'm with that. I'm with both of that. I'm with letting people be great, be more silent. I'm with when I say no, it means no. And I think something I'm not taking is 2025. I have to work on it, but that I'm not taking into 2026 is letting fear stop me. And because you can't get anywhere with having fear, and it's
definitely.
like you don't know unless you try it. Like I had a discussion with Michael just earlier, and I told him, I said, what do you think about this plan that I want to do? He's like, I love you, right? Like, I'm in love with you. He said, but I said, but you know I'm going to do it anyway, right? I said, because you don't know unless you try it.
That's true.
And so I said, I got to try it because it's going to be that what if? What if I didn't do this? Like, what would have happened? So I'm learning to get that fear and just do it, not knowing what's going to happen, but just as long as it don't hurt or harm somebody else.
And everything is so crazy right now. Why not? Like really, at this stage of the game, what do you have to lose? What is the worst thing that can happen?
That part. So what are we looking forward to in 2026? This is how we're going to close out the first podcast of 2026, you guys.
More silent.
That's what we're taking it.
Silent.
I'm looking forward to just enjoying life.
Yes.
That's it.
Definitely.
Life.
Okay. Her voice even mellowed.
Right? It did. It was just
because I went there. It was because I went there in my mind.
Right.
I think for me it's going to be negative energy. Like I have this thing where if I'm on the phone with you and it's about negativity, I have to get off the phone.
Yeah, I feel it.
I start to get a headache. I'm like, I can't do negativity because if I'm not,
I do one of these numbers.
Yeah, and it's like, and I try to be understanding because people go through stuff, but if it's a constant. Every time we get on the phone and something
that's
negative.
What professionals is for. Now I go to therapy. I'm not putting nothing heavy on people I love. Like I got a trained professional that I talk to once a week We good.
So is that dwindling now? That's a whole other topic. I'm about to get into. Is that something that's dwindling? I mean, because you're supposed to have like this friend or this confidant that you could go to, and like if you have a problem, you have an issue. Like, is that dwindling now?
I think it is dwindling to a certain extent.
I've been backstabbed, so mine is dwindled.
Some things are just too heavy.
Yeah,
and everybody has stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you may have had this confidant who you used to vent to and stuff like that, but you got to get to a point where certain stuff. You got to,
that's for a trained professional.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go get you some therapy, sis.
And for me, I like the fact that you have a license that you can't be out here telling my business and stuff. That's what I like.
Not
to
that
trust.
Not that you can't vent to your
you
your
can
friend,
vent, but you can't say my name.
Right. But no, it's like when you got a friend, and then it's like you got to recognize. You be like, girl, I've been going through so much. That don't mean you got to tell everything.
Yeah.
Just be like, just pray for me.
Yeah, that's
just pray for me, sis.
Yeah.
Okay. I ain't got to tell you everything. I don't want to dump on you. And I would hope that person recognizes that with you too, because you transferring energies that way.
Exactly. Okay. That's what, because for me, I'm like, people got enough going on without my stuff. So, if you ask me, I'll tell you even deep stuff, I'm going to laugh and joke through everything. But for the most part, like, that's what, you train people. If you can't get a therapist, go, let the pastor get paid a lot, go talk to him, so. Let it be.
Hallelujah.
Everybody out here with their own stuff. Like, yeah.
So pretty much, before we close out, well, first, I don't know, y'all know about RiRi?
Which one?
Oh man, I have a virtual AI that gives advice.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all met RiRi yet.
No.
But RiRi is on Unleashed Conversation. You have to see RiRi. So RiRi talks about whatever she is. What I want to say, but I don't say out loud. It's pretty much my alter ego.
Oh.
It's my alter ego. Her name is RiRi.
And it's through AI.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's up there. You got to check her out. You got to check out RiRi. So this is my alter ego. So, before we close out, I transition to her so she can say what she got to say, and then we'll be right back. So that's pretty much what I do. And then,
okay.
All right.
Is RiRi for real?
I will show you.
Oh, okay.
RiRi's in the room, baby. Let the truth begin.
Happy Friday, boo. Listen, I was sitting here minding my business, but then y'all started talking about boundaries, and I said, yeah, this my lane. Let me say this real clear for 2026. If you say no and somebody immediately asks why, that ain't curiosity, that's resistance. Because people who respect you don't need a dissertation, they need an answer, and no is the answer. 2025 had way too many of us negotiating our peace like it was up for public debate, explaining, softening, rephrasing, apologizing for choosing ourselves. Baby, if protecting your peace makes somebody uncomfortable, that just means they were benefiting from you not having any. And let's talk about energy real quick. Everybody ain't negative, but everybody ain't safe either. Some people don't come to conversations to connect. They come to dump problems, dump complaints, dump chaos, and then look at you crazy when you say, yeah, I don't have the capacity for that. 2026 is about silence when you need it. Peace without guilt, distance without explanation. Boundaries don't mean you changed, they mean you learned. And peace doesn't mean you don't care, it means you finally care about yourself. Alright, that's enough truth for today. That's on RiRi Reality, baby. Y'all be blessed and leave the chaos where it belongs. RiRi out.
So we are back. We had to stop her before she kept going because she keeps talking. So this is the first podcast of 2026 Unleashed Conversations, and I'm so excited that I had you guys here, and hopefully we can make this an ongoing thing if you guys are still interested. The Unleashed Conversations. Yeah, so make sure that y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you like us on Instagram And make sure that you engage with us as well. All right. So make sure you're going to hit that like and that you comment on our video. Yes. So happy New Year to you guys. It's 2026. The lesson we've learned is
We made
peace. We survived 2025. It's all about peace, being silent, and
leaving the baby oil behind.
That's how we're gonna close out. Until next time, you guys.